wanted to develop.
Because we do this ourselves, right?
But-
And it's helped us.
You have the goal in mind, right? You have it listed, it's there, it's in your head, but it's just getting there. But there's more to it getting there. It's all in you. It's all with you.
And because we plan our week, it's monthly, which is what we would do today. We kept butting heads as a married couple, trying to also work together in a business, and no one teaches you that. We kept constantly getting into arguments, and then we would just forget this, and then shut down, walk away, and so we felt sort of felt stuck.
Felt like company between us.
And we did all the work, but it was something was limiting us, right? And it was ourselves. I don't know. We're just you know what? Let's try going and doing a couples counseling, right? Let's try this out.
Well, we couldn't have the meetings together, so we had to find a solution.
Yes.
It was setting us back.
This session, this therapy, and I Googled anything in Burlington couples, and I picked one person, right?
Nearby.
Just booked an appointment, and then it's when we sat there and we talked about each other, but to somebody
Third
else.
party.
Oh my God! It was
Third party
wow.
game changer.
It's we can finally hear
What's happening?
Yeah, and I was oh, okay. And it was that was the first step of awareness. And then from there, it was just this awareness kept us on a journey of just trying to be better. And John had gone to a retreat and did some work with someone that was trained in NLP. In your childhood, you don't even realize it.
Yep.
And it was what we experienced shaped who we were and our patterns and our behaviors. Then we start to recognize, why we get into these fights and whatnot. And then when we start to recognize that and we're aware of it and started working on it, it just changed everything. Because we started to understand each other's reactions more and why we were doing these things. We were more mindful of what we did. So ever since that, seriously, we don't even get into these fights. We have meetings, no problem. Just complete game changer.
That's amazing.
We talk more, intimacy is better because the connection is there.
Yeah.
So it's just life changing.
To me, it feels like a therapist, coach, manager, all in one book.
I don't know, because if you look weekly, it makes you reflect and making sure you're looking and setting goals holistically. Health and fitness, personal development, romance and relationship, fun and recreation, spiritual. But because it's there, you're very intentional, and that's what it is. It's just being very intentional in what you do. The whole thing was we have to put us first.
Yep.
When we plan this week, it's and I'm guilty. I never used to do that. Putting me first. And so we're intentional. The first thing, even him, he didn't do that for himself either. I'm you need to carve out the time for me. Because he would just work.
Yeah.
And he wasn't happy. That was one thing. There was one day when he's I feel I don't have any value in Dijon. You can just do this all by yourself. I'm what are you talking about? And nothing I said would cheer him up. It was work to do. I'm so we started to become very intentional with our days. We're give yourself that time for him to get motivated, the visualization work, the meditation work, not just getting up and start working here. I mean, it takes time, but if you give it the time, because it helps you ground. This helps you ground yourself, and then when you set that goal for the year, it's really questioning what do you want in your life? What do you see in the picture? And when you see that, who do you need to be to even achieve that?
Right.
You have this car. You want this car. Okay, you want this car, but I think it was what do you have to be to get that car? Who is that person that achieves that?
Right.
Because he thought that car was going to make him happy.
It was a reminder that, okay, that's not what I want right now. Let's keep going. So it gave me the strength, and it re-motivated me to be hey, I'm going to put you aside, and let's just focus on how I'm going to get you. the destination, right, to the journey. So, but it was like a reality check for me.
Yeah, the vision of the life you want, and we did that. We went through like a visualization. It was like closing your eyes and what do you see? What do you feel? Who's with you? Like how old are you 10 years from now, and seeing and feeling that? Because really, it's like, who do you have to be? And it's who you have to be, and the thoughts and the feeling, and that's what creates like the action to finally do the goal. So that's why we spend a lot of work on what's the vision you want, what are you passionate about, what brings you joy, really centering on that foundation. It was like, because what's key for us is like building a strong foundation. If you don't have that, and you just work on some, I don't know, whatever goal, and you don't have a strong foundation, I truly don't think you will be fulfilled and be happy. Things, but then it was just like, yeah, we got these properties and we finished that project and that, but then him saying like, I don't feel any value. I'm like, what? Right? Yeah. Because the real estate's not that easy. It's not get rich quick. So it's not like you were getting all this money. Like you're just doing all this work. It's creating wealth.
So a friend wise, as it piles on, mentally you're like, oh, what did I sign up for? Like, what is this? Thank God we have our circle, right? But what if we didn't have that circle? We have to work hard to get to financial wealth. So we have to do real estate to do real estate. Right? So that's another thing that kind of like woke me up. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Because if I asked you 10 years ago or 5 years ago, saying, hey, why do you do real estate? Oh, to manage tenants.
It's like sort of the path of like maybe the entrepreneur or anyone that goes to real estate, because we get in it because of like the freedom and all this and the wealth. But then, so first, you pay and you invest in yourself and you get the education, you do the work and you get your property and you do the work and you do the steps. Then what happens is like, as you acquire more, you get burned out, right? You start to get burned out because you need systems, you need to hire. So then, you work on that. And then I think what ends up happening is then the challenges and then more start to then test your character. That's what happened to us. Then you got this limit, right? You reach this unknown limit. It becomes a lot on the personal and the mindset, because it's who you need to be to really get through it all, to get through all of it, right? And it's like, but then you won't learn any of this until you actually do it. If someone told you mindset in the beginning, you have to be ready and open for it to realize it. And I think you have to go through hard times, really hard, challenging times. I think that's what really brings the best in us, right? And you can make that choice in this hard time to give up, or just trudge through it or whatever, or you become aware and you take action and do something. But again, I don't think you realize it till you live it. So yeah, these 2 pages here were really about setting the foundation.